It's everyone's favorite time of year, right? Tax season. We are working for your wallet here with tips that could help you save some money. So we're joined by Wealth Management Advisor Ashley Russo. Ashley, great to see you again. Thank you for coming.
Happy to be here.
So I know, obviously for you, it's a busy time of year, I'm sure. A lot of people might be scrambling. Let's start with the first thing. What is best for people to start doing right now to kind of get this rolling?
Yeah, I would say have a dream team, meaning have a great financial advisor and a great CPA who work together for you to make sure you're proactive with tax planning. We meet with CPAs and our clients at the end of the calendar year and the start of the next year.
Okay.
To make sure we are ahead of tax changes, to make sure we're maximizing deductions, making sure we've got a tax plan going into the year because nobody likes the scary tax bill.
Right, right. To see how much you owe or maybe you're going to receive. Let's start with the documents. People might have, a bunch in their email and things like that. Where should they start? What are the documents people need to have prepared right now?
Yeah, get the tote bag ready for W-2s are for employees.
Okay.
For independent contractors, you might get a bunch from a bunch of different places, but 1099s. College students, a 1098-T form will help you identify what was paid towards college, and certainly that's an important one to collect.
Okay, because that could help you get some money back, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, those are big ones. A lot of people are trying self-filing. I know that's more possible now, it seems, versus using an online service, going to a professional. What are your thoughts on those different options we have?
Yeah, so if you're using an IRS-approved software system, potentially it can save you time and money. However, we see time and time again working with experts who focus on this day to day. Again, between a financial advisor who should be paying attention to taxes throughout the calendar year and CPA who helps file, that combination actually saves you a ton of time and potentially a ton of money in identifying deductions. Tax laws are constantly changing, they're complicated. So usually having that team is important.
Okay, so yeah, those tax credits, you can earn some money, get your money. Let's talk about that, what people may be qualified for. They may not know this, so these are things to look out for. Tell us about the credits, what are out there for last year?
Yeah, so whether you're buying an electric vehicle or you've adopted a child or you're a caretaker, all of those would trigger tax credits. So if you are using the IRS software, there'll be questions throughout the system that will prompt that. If you are filing with a CPA and advisor, obviously they will bring up that information throughout the year. And if you're filing a paper form, there will be a paper form to attach to that in order to get those credits.
Okay, so things to keep in mind, electric cars, for example. The child tax credit, let's clarify, that's still there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And it goes back to the point, right, that tax laws are constantly changing and there'll be new versions of these laws that come in every single year. That's nothing new. So making sure you're working with professionals to identify is key.
Right, and knowing where to find the credits, that's important. So all the questions, answer them clearly. What about itemizing deductions? I know people try to do that to earn a little money. How does that work? How should people do that?
So if you are married, filed single, for example, that's an important time to itemize. If you're a dependent and someone is claiming you as a dependent, which limits your deduction, your standard deduction, that would be an important time. If you're a non-US citizen, alien status, that would be important. Certain trusts, corporate partnerships, right, would trigger the need to itemize.
I know there's a lot of people with side hustles. That also is important to keep track of, right?
Oh yeah, every dollar counts when you're with the IRS because the IRS counts every dollar. So the main thing I would highlight with side hustles is quarterly. So super important to make sure we set up payments along the year. One, it helps minimize a huge tax bill at the end of the year, but two, it makes you penalty proof, which is huge, right? If we're under withholding, the government will come back at you with penalties, and we are seeing more and more of that. So really important to get those set up.
Thank you so much, Ashley, for your advice here. For people who want to ask questions, where can they go?
Yep, Ashley Russo at nm.com, or you can go to northwesternmutual.com and find an advisor.
Okay, thank you very much. Great to see you this morning.
Good to see you
Good luck this season.
Thank you.